Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be making a card using Divinity Designs Birthday Flower of the Month kit. I've got it in the mail. I opened it up, but I have not opened it yet. So I'm going to pull that out. And I don't see, they usually send an invoice, but there's not one in there. All right. They don't even put their business name on here anymore, which is a little concerning. This is the birthday flower of the month. This is for November. It's a chrysanthemum, and it says loyalty, friendship, and joy. Now it says blessings, and I pulled out some stamps because these aren't saying anything about birthday on them. So I pulled out a couple happy birthday stamps because I like it to say birthday, because these are the birthday flower of the month. But anyhow, I'm going to make a card with this, and I do have some yellow paper because these are things I printed from the internet a while back. And November is a chrysanthemum, and this one has like some yellowy oranges. Then the color chart that I also printed out shows it's topaz and yellow. So I pulled out some yellow cardstock, which I happen to have. This is just I got from not Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabrics, and this is white core. I'm not real fond of white core, but it's what I have, and it's what I'm going to use. This measures 10 inches by 7 inches. You fold it you score it at the 5-inch mark, fold it, and crease it with your bone folder. Now I'm going to be using the waffle flower 5x7 lacy layer set for these pieces. I just love the look of that. And I have 2 pieces of white cardstock. This one measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and that's going to go on the front. And then this one was 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and I just cut it with the largest lacy layer, and that is going to go on the inside. In fact, I'm going to put that in right now, and that part of the card will be done. Now, the yellow card is light enough that you could write on it for your sentiment, your message, your little letter. But I just like to have the white. And since I'm using the lacy layer, I'm going to have the inside be a lacy layer. And I'm going to stamp on my white layer. Then I chose more of that yellow, and I used not the largest, but the second largest of the stitched inner dies. This measures 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then I cut out the lacy layer. This is 3 1/8 by 5 1/8. Pardon me. Okay, so I'm just going to stick these aside. I only use those for the die cutting out those shapes. You don't need them if you don't have them. Just use the measurements I have listed below, and you can decorative cut them with fancy scissors. You could do paper tearing, or you could just leave them straight, maybe curve the corners if you have a corner punch. All right, let's get this open. This is a nice stamp set of the month. I think it ends next month, and I don't know if they're going to do anything different for the following year, but this was just supposed to be a 1-year thing. All right. I may or may not use the die cuts this time, but I do want to use the stamps. And I'm going to start with stamping the background layer. I'm going to stamp, what I have in my mind is to stamp that flower kind of all over the background where it's going to show behind that in gray. I don't want it to stamp it in black. And I'm going to do a vertical card today. So if I want this to be all over, I'm going to put that there. Now, since I just opened these, I definitely need to condition the stamp, and that just means getting off the coating from the factory. And rubbing your finger across it will do that. And I'm going to use GinaK's Soft Stone. Any light color would work. This just happens to be the lightest color that I have. And I want a little bit more. I do want the image to show. I think I'll do that one more time. But it's not going to be the predominant image. All right. Now, I don't have my tidy towel. It's in the wash right now. I'm just going to, I'll use a wet one and be very careful. I won't rub it too hard because I don't want it to get lint on it. And I'm going to kind of angle that. I want to do it like three times on this side. And then I'll shift the card over and do it 3 times on the other side. You could stencil, any fancy stencil, but I just got the idea that I wanted to use the actual stamp to make my background. Pardon me. All right, now I'm going to slide this over. Just clean the stamp again. And then I'm going to start at the top. And pardon the squeaky chair. I think the more it gets wintertime and colder, the squeaks come out in the chair. We're supposed to have snow here in northwestern Pennsylvania in Thursday and Friday of this week. That's not coming out up here. I'm going to press just a little bit harder right there. There we go. Now, it's not recommended to use wet ones because they do have a coating on them, but I'm just doing it lightly. Now, I could have even stamped this in a pastel yellow. That would have been pretty. I just thought of that now. But too much of one color might be a little overwhelming. And I'll do one more stamp. Okay, now let me see how this looks with this on it. That looks good, though I think I want to do at the top and the bottom too, because I want this to be an overall pattern. That's going to go off the edge a little bit, so I'm just going to be very careful stamping it so I don't squish my stamp in the MISTI. All right. Now I'll bring this down, and then I can move this one up, and I'm just going to set it. I haven't had a chance to clean it off yet. And just put that there. And it won't matter if I get the ink down inside because it's going to be covered. That looks good. Okay. Let's clean that off a little bit. I'm going to leave that on there because I will use that in a moment to stamp the center image. But this is how this is going to go on there. And let's see if I can get it so you can see it. So we have the flower all over the background. Just gives us a little pattern paper, and the gray does add a little complementary color. Okay, now for the center image, make sure this is nice and dry. I do have a paper towel. Let's see. Now it's time to figure out how to get all of these parts on here and where I want to put them. The word chrysanthemum is a large word, so I may need to die cut that out and pop that up separately. So if I put that in the center, and let's see. This has the word blessings. Now, in their February flower of the month, they do have this birthday blessings, and that would be nice. So that's what I'm going to use instead of this blessings. This one at least says the word birthday. Pardon me. So if I put November across the stem And the birthday blessings. Let's see. Let's move that up and put the birthday blessings. Oh, no, I don't like that off to the side. Decisions. All right, I'll put that there. Okay. Now I'm going to use the VersaFine Clair Nocturne because I'm going to color this chrysanthemum with alcohol inks. And a little bit right there. There we go. And where's my wet one? Here we go. Take these off, and I do want to get November on there. Yeah, I had some acetate on it. Okay, and that goes back in that pack. All right, so let's get November on here. And where do I want to put November? Do I want to put it here? Because I'm going to angle that off to the side. All right. And I didn't condition it, but it stamped beautifully. All right. Oh, I did get some ink on there, but that's all right. It's going to be covered up. Now I need a scrap piece of white because I'm going to stamp the word chrysanthemum and then die cut that out. Yeah, that'll work. Condition that. That looks good. Just clean that off a little bit. A lesson learned on the tidy towel, you don't want to leave it wet and in the bag all the time. And if you haven't come down to use it in a little while, it starts to get a little musty, which is why it's in the washer. All right, where'd that plastic go? I'll find that in a moment. All right, so I'm going to die cut this out. I'm done stamping. And I don't need this long piece, so I'll just cut that off. And get that centered just so. And run that through my machine. I do like their die cuts. They cut out a nice even cut all the way across. Fun pause. Sorry for the pause. When this coughing gets going, it doesn't want to give up sometimes. All right, so I've got that. I have my chrysanthemum. Now I'm going to color. I've chosen 4 different colors of yellow. I'm going to do light first, which is Y494 Pastel Yellow. And I think I want the edges to be yellow. This is going to require some concentration, so I may stop talking while I'm coloring. I just want to do the edges, and then I'm going to come in with the next shade and go further up the stem. If that will look right, hopefully it will make sense, because I want the flower to get darker towards the center. Yeah, there's one more month of this birthday flower of the month. I would like to see them do something else for a monthly stamp set. Not sure what I would like. Okay, and then Y495 lemon yellow. And then I'm going to come in a little bit more with this yellow. You probably can't see it on camera. It just gives a very, very slight variation in color. Okay, now I'm going to use Y696 Sunflower. When you see it in person, you can tell the shadow difference. And then Y691 Melon Yellow. And I'm going to use the larger end for this because I can just color. And then I'm going to take the same melon yellow and then just every once in a while down here, where the stamp had the little black dots, just every once in a while throw in some shadow highlights because a darker color provides nice contrast. Just adds a little something more. And I'll pull that up just so, I don't know if you can see it. It adds just a little bit with the different colors of yellow. All right. Now I'm going to do the same with the green. I've chosen 3 greens. I've got G287 Apple Green, which is the lightest color. Not the lightest in the kit of colors, just the lightest of the 3 that I have chosen. And I'm going to do the whole thing with this color first. Okay. And now I'm coming in with G472 Vivid Green, which isn't as bright as it sounds. Just a little shading here and there. And then the last one is Matcha Green. It adds a more olivey tone. So I'm going right over the vivid green that I just did. It tones down the vivid, but adds like, makes the olive green a deeper color. So you can see more depth and dimension, if that makes sense. Okay, done coloring. Now I'm going to assemble. And then I'm going to bling it up, of course. There's that acetate. All right, this I'm going to glue down flat to the card. For those of you who do craft roulette, I haven't been able to watch it lately, especially being sick and coughing so much. I will be getting back to that hopefully next week. All right, now this is going to go on here. And then I'm going to pop up that center panel. Get that as straight as I can. And then I'm just going to use these foam strips on the back of here. I could use my larger. I just have these handy. These are very low loft, about an eighth of an, maybe an eighth of an inch. Not much at all. And these ones are so inexpensive that I can use as many of them as I like. And I like that they come in large packs. And I'm just throwing it in here, just like that. And that, I'm going to curve that around. Okay. And I'm also going to use one of those behind the word chrysanthemum when I put it on the card. Okay, now I'm just going to stand up to get this centered. All right, I'm going to put a strip behind the word chrysanthemum. Now, you could die cut out a couple of these to make this thicker, or if you had real heavy cardstock. The cardstock I happened to grab as a scrap is the 110-pound cover weight cardstock, card weight. So I didn't need to add extra layers unless I wanted to not use a sticky. And I'm going to put that right at the base of the flower, right across. Okay, now I'm going to use some stickles, but I'm using my color Unicorn today. This has a golden yellow sheen. Like here's the diamond. It's kind of white. And then this has a yellow tone. And then the twinkle has a blue tone. So this I want to do yellow because it's kind of going to go here on the flower. And I'm just going to like swirl it on and then get my little stickle brush. This is a brush I don't wash. I don't clean out the stickles. I just use it for stickles. Because having the solid core helps you spread it easier without getting it where you don't want it. Whereas if you have a brush where the bristles can splay out, you will get stickles where you don't want them. Well, at least I do. This way, I only get stickles where my little brush puts them. And this is a big flower, so it might take a little bit here. When I go back to the stamping convention in April, I'm going to check out the different colors of the white stickles and what glitter they have in them. It's easy to see them online, but you really can't tell, like, are they all clear like the diamond, or do they have different shades like this? When you're looking at a white bottle on camera, you can't really tell. What color is in the bottle unless you can see it physically. At least for me, I have a hard time deciphering on screen what color something truly is. Okay, now I'll put my glue bottle back on the lid. Now I do have these, which are the wrong color, but I have some of these clear, which I think will go nicely with the gray in the background. But then do I want to color some of them yellow like these ones are? And I think I do. So let me try, let's try Melon yellow just to see what color I get. Oh, okay, that's good. So I'm going to do, I'll do 5. Probably won't use all 5, but I'm going to color 5 of them. That's why, unless I already have them, I'm not going to buy other colors because I can color them myself with my alcoholic markers. I'm going to put one here. And then if you have too many colored and you need some clear ones, or you have too many of one color, you can just take your rubbing alcohol and clean them off and start all over. Or use your, I think I want to put another one there, colorless blender to take the color off. Let's see if I have one right here. Oh, here it is. Take my colorless blender. We'll start with the blue one. And it turns it back to clear. I'll do one of the red ones. You can see that one's red at the end. I'm going to take my colorless blender. And the color is off. The rubbing alcohol works. Your colorless blenders work. But make these whatever color you want them to be. And you don't have to spend $50 million unless you want to. I'm thinking just, I want to do another one. I'm going to go here. It looks like a strange placement, but that's what my mind's telling me. Okay, that is my card for today. And look at how those stickles just make that. Let's see if I can get it where you can see the sparkle. Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Sorry for the pauses where I had to cough, but I am getting better and better each day. Have a great day.